Oh hey, me again for part 3? 2? 3? I don't know at this point. Part 2 of Herbalife Exposed. Today we're going to take a little deep dive into a conversation that one of the Herbalife Huns had with one of my friends. This all started because my lovely friend Tom tagged me in this post.
This just happened, you guys.
Which people often do because they know I'm going to have a reaction to it. I thought, oh yay, let me comment with some constructive questions. In hindsight now, they may have been a bit aggressive, but I have zero patience or empathy for these people at this point. Too much? Nah, I didn't think so. I unfortunately did not get the pleasure of getting a response because she blocked me faster than I could finish typing. However, she did make the mistake of cold messaging my friend that initially tagged me in her post. This is a very common tactic that they do. They'll message you, make small talk, sound super genuinely interested in your life. They'll probably go on your profile, find a couple things about you, and be like, oh, I really like blah, 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 blah. Or, oh, it's so cool that you blah, 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 blah. They pretend they're your friend before they go in for the kill. Then, of course, she asks, like, oh, what intrigued you about my post? Little does she know it was nothing positive. My friend was nice enough to keep the charade going, kind of entertain her questions, and then maybe ask some questions that maybe have been prompted by me. I would have asked myself, but, you know. She immediately starts with saying, I'm not like any other Herbalife coach. Why do you need to specify that right off the bat? Are Herbalife coaches not qualified? Do they not do a good job? Do they have a bad reputation? And then, you know, she followed it up with a lot of pretty buzzwords. And then, this is great, she didn't even bother to wait for his response. She was locked and loaded with another response that she sends to everyone that she already knew she was going to send. You can tell because she says, with that being said, instead of acknowledging his response. Because of course she has to go right into the supplements and how they're low glycemic. I'm willing to bet she actually has no idea what low glycemic means. And the fact that you also have to take into account the glycemic load, the other types of food that you're pairing it with, and the fact that just because something's low glycemic doesn't mean it's healthy. AKA their supplements, AKA their shakes. And as soon as you go to the website, it doesn't even show food. It literally just shows a girl with a green shake sitting at a desk. Like they're telling on themselves. If you would like to get away from the stereotype that all you do is push supplements, why would you put it on your main landing page of your website? Anyway, bringing me to my other point, their shakes are ridiculously overpriced. It was anywhere on their website between like $67 to $83 for, I want to say like a month serving, 10 grams of protein per scoop, which means you need more than one scoop. And then it was like $98.49 on other websites, probably a distributor, and they realized, oh crap, I can't sell this shit. I'm gonna have to resell it on some other website like Amazon and jack up the price so I don't lose my ass on it. They described some of this as a healthy meal replacement, and it's 170 calories for a meal? It's so hard to even read the ingredients of the website. It's written for ants. Probably because there's so much bullshit in it, they had to make the font like 0.05 Helvetica so you could actually fit it on the label. So then she babbles on about the 3 lines of supplements they have. Because again, that's all they do. One's a meal replacement. Red flag. Anytime somebody tells you you have to replace food with like a shake or their supplements, no. And the fact that it's only 170 calories and I just sneezed that out 5 minutes ago. It's a snack. Their meals are looking like a snack. Anyway, lots of supplement talk and not one question or mention of, hey, what are you looking for? What is your friend with diabetes looking for in a coach? Like, what are your goals? Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Duh, because that would take the focus off the supplements. She continues on to say how educated she is and how she has spent her whole life studying the human body. Which is strange because when my friend asked her like what her background is, if she has any education or certifications, this was her response.
So I have none. I actually went to school to become a nutritionist, but I didn't finish the program because I didn't really agree.
She went to school but didn't finish because she didn't agree. That just sounds like a huge cop-out to make you think like, oh, she does have, no. But you could have finished it, got the degree, whatever, and degrees aren't everything, I'm not saying that, but this just seems like a cop-out. There were things that I didn't agree with in school when I was learning this stuff, but I was like, you know what, I just won't teach that part when I coach.
I was also a paralegal working medical malpractice for over 11 years. And when you work medical malpractice, I'm pretty sure you also wouldn't agree with the basics of just the basic nutrition certifications.
The irony of all this is that she was a paralegal working medical malpractice. Wouldn't you think that was kind of similar to nutritional malpractice?
So, yeah, experience is the best teacher.
I do agree experience is a really good teacher. Like, I feel like I have changed a lot and grown a lot in the way I coach and how I do things over the past 5-10 years. But it's hard to believe when you have no base to start with. It's almost like she's saying her members or her clients taught her everything she knows and she didn't know anything to begin with. Okay, so after that, Tom asks like, okay, well, if you don't have any background or experience with this stuff, how can you legally coach nutrition, or how can I believe that you're a good coach? To which she danced around the topic and like diminishing anyone who has degrees, saying they're basically stupid for having paid for it because you could just Google everything. Okay, then why should anyone hire you? They should just Google it. Then she says, and I have to read it because it makes no sense, we should seriously, no matter the background, be happy that at least someone wants to help those who need guidance. Alright, so next time I have like a toothache, I'm just gonna find a random person and be like, hey, do you wanna help me? Yeah, sure. Can you just dig around in my teeth and find the problem and just, clang clang in there until it gets all better? Doesn't matter you're not a dentist, I'm just so happy you're willing to help. Like, what the idiot. Then within the same breath, she gets super defensive, like they always do. God forbid you disagree with anything they say. And then gaslights him and says like, oh, you're judging me, you don't know me, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. That he's clearly made up a perception about her because of Herbalife. No shit, Sherlock. I would never judge you without knowing your heart. He asked about herself and she just danced around the question and didn't answer it. All she did was talk about supplements and how her career as a lawyer's assistant qualifies her to be a nutrition coach. What's great is while she was rage ranting, she then realized, oh, he asked about supplements. So then she backtracks because supplements! It's like, oh, well, I don't know what you would need because I'm not your coach and I'm not going to just throw supplements at you. Even though that's all I've talked about this entire time. But that's also what they do. They pretend to not, oh, I'm not going to just go throw supplements at you. No, I'm not like that. Just to throw you off the scent. And then they're like, oh, you signed up? Supplements! Then I think her brain turns on because then she realizes, oh, you're friends with that girl that I blocked. Even though she claims she knew from the get. She rants on and then ends with the ever classic, I'll pray for you, implying there's something wrong with him and only to amplify her already arrogant persona. And this is the best part. I told him to let her know hey, I was actually looking for a coach, but dang, never mind. And bam, Miss Angel comes out again. These people are crazy, but I can't blame them. I mean, I can, but I'm trying to be nice. As nice as I can be. They are trapped so far into this herba shit world that they've convinced themselves that everyone else is the problem. They're either so far in debt that they just convince themselves all right, if I keep going, I'm gonna make the assistant director, vice president, director, administrator, whatever level that is. Or because they're afraid to quit because their upline will just rip them a new one. So they just stay in it forever. It's like a virus. It's like the herpes of MLMs. Just won't go away. But at the same time, I don't feel bad for them because they make their clients feel like shit when they don't buy enough supplements to make themselves and their upline happy. Or even better, they tell their clients to try harder when they're not seeing enough progress. That reminds me of a personal experience I had with Herbalife many moons ago. This is already too long. I'm gonna have to do a part 3. Stay tuned!